All right, now we're back live and we're all here. With still some technical issues because Dunce doesn't have his camera. But that's fine.
Yeah.
We can accept this. It'll be fine. It's, again, only sort of on fire. Just a tiny bit. So...
No, it was very much on fire. That bar was very much on fire.
Yeah. Technically speaking, you're like, unless you're looking it up, you don't actually know how far you've gone from that bar. Leslie.
Okay.
You were there, and then there was some stalking around and running through some streets and stuff like that, and then some murder and...
Just a little bit of murder, you know.
Alright, I guess the rest of you are showing up to meet with Leslie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still wearing my slippers and I have my shotgun.
You got slippers and a shotgun. Alright.
I've got a new suit.
So, a car drives up, Leslie. What are you gonna say to him?
I'm just gonna, stay in the shadows until I know for sure that it is them.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna change. I'm gonna change clothes.
Uh-huh. Just not gonna say anything,
thank
you're just
you.
gonna, like, change clothes and, like, just be like...
Yep. Just gonna take clothes and put them
While
on.
you're changing, please describe what happened, as I'm gonna drive.
Hard to say.
In detail, so that we can fix it.
Yeah, would that I remembered it clearly. People are dead. There was a bar. There was a fire. There were people in a park who appear to be dead.
Okay, when you hear the words bar and fire, you probably, all of you, kind of have that idea of, oh, yeah, kind of have an idea of what kind of direction went with this.
Samuel, can you find out which bar?
On it. I'm gonna check news for like local fires.
Oh yeah, I had not named the bar because I didn't know we'd have to go this far, but there it is.
Go down Weatherspoons.
It's the Chunky Stunky.
Yeah. Oh god.
You burned down the chunky stunky. How do you feel?
How did you come? How is that the name you come up with?
Honestly, there are weirder named things in Britain. Like,
Oh god.
we have a brand of peanuts called Nobby's Nuts.
Why?
We're just all okay with it.
Because they're really big fans of J.K. Rowling. Dobby's nuts?
Oh my god.
Chunky Stunky sounds wonderful. We're going with that.
Hell yeah.
I didn't. So the Chunky Stunky, there was a fire in the kitchen. It's reporting that there is a number of deaths there and a bunch of injuries. Reports are that someone deliberately caused the fire, but it's still being investigated.
Okay.
How much of the building was destroyed? Is the fire under control now?
The fire is under control now. It's probably been like an hour. They managed... It seems that, like...
So they caught it real quick?
Seems like there had been a call to the authorities after an incident a little earlier.
The drunk dude?
No. The screaming. I mentioned there was a bunch of screaming. They
Oh,
called the
right.
cops, so the cops were already coming. And then people were kind of like looking out and paying attention and noticed the fire pretty quickly.
Gotcha.
Not enough to stop it, but enough to like get the... it looks as though like the kitchen and part of the upstairs and part of the front was damaged, and there's a bunch of smoke insulation. They don't have a full report of every detail though.
Okay.
I've never been as drained of blood as I was this night. I was not aware this was possible.
I mean, fire bad also.
Oh no, like in character,
Yeah.
like Leslie speaking. So yeah, he's never had to use that much blood before. So that was new.
Okay. So, Samuel, can you find out if the bodies from the bar have been taken to the morgue yet?
I'll try to get back into police chatter, that sort of
Okay,
thing.
give me computer intelligence. We'll say difficulty 7. You're not trying to super dive deep into their network, so we'll just keep it as a 7.
Mm-hmm. Intelligence.
Thank goodness Dunce wasn't here for the new character sheets.
Oh my god.
Excuse me.
Yeah,
Yeah, new character sheets.
yeah.
No.
Were they good?
No.
No.
They kind of, in some ways they were, in some ways they were not.
Fair enough.
And it just,
They were neat, but not good for a sudden introduction.
I also think the problem with all the things that were going on with it was because it transferred from one sheet to another, and that doesn't really work. The only thing that seemed to work was abilities. Quite literally.
Yeah.
Everything else was broken.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, yeah, you can get into the police network and kind of find out what's going on. What kind of information are you gleaming from them?
I believe it was whether the bodies have been recovered.
Alright, the fire is just getting, finished up getting under control, and they've been fighting it for probably, an hour now. Because it has been some time since everything went down for poor Leslie. You're getting called in here, a good chunk of the distance after here, you know?
Right.
So they've just begun the cleanup of, taking assessment of who they can recover from the corpses and stuff. So there are still a lot of bodies at the scene, but there's also a lot of, firefighters, cops, and stuff at the scene.
Well, we do have some firefighting gear.
We do.
We can get on scene first.
Well, we can't get on scene first because they've already been fighting
Or
the fire.
in the building. Because they won't have gone in yet. They've just been fighting from outside.
We can use this to begin the ruse of the trainees. I want to take them into a fire that's been contained already
Okay.
to show
That's
them
fun.
how it looks.
Okay.
Okay.
So a lot of you are changing into firefighting gear?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess let's head back home and grab the gear.
Alright. You, change and drive to the bar. Which fortunately isn't too far because, Leslie walked to the bar, probably.
Mhm.
So it's probably maybe a 15-minute walk away.
So we might have seen the fire if we hadn't been otherwise occupied.
Yeah. You might have seen some, brighter lights in, the one direction. Because, you still are in a major city, so there's always going to be lights on at night. Can't
Leslie, by the way, new rule of thumb. Eat at home or far away.
Sounds reasonable.
Excellent.
Alright, yeah, you can...
Everyone dressed?
Yep. Stick my
Yes,
helmet
sir.
on.
You can see that there's 3 engines here. There's still some water being poured into certain areas that look like the second floor. It looks like a number of people are kind of digging through, trying to move into the back area and kind of going through what's going on here. There's a number of cops that have kind of cordoned off the area. There's a couple of ambulances. You can see that there's some crowds of people that they've been probably taking some people away. They still have some people that probably have more minor injuries or smoke inhalation that are kind of in the around there that they're sort of figuring out where to send them still. But most than likely, those that they got out that were majorly injured, they've already gotten out. Theoretically. Unless they find some people in there. And they do have some people already seemingly moving into the building.
Mm-hmm. So, before we get out of the car. Our story is that... How difficult is it for me to, or what role would it be to imitate a British accent?
Oh my god. Let's see here.
Would it be performance?
Yeah, I'd say it would be, It's performance, but I have to think of it's not going to be a social because it's more of a mental thing. I'm going to say it's like a wits performance. Yeah. Wits performance.
Okay.
To try to, like, do a passable British accent. And I'll say it's an accent, maybe just difficulty 7, I'll say. At least to sound believable.
Okay. So the question is there another story we can come up with that works with me having an American accent?
It could be
America to England all the time.
It could be frick, what's it called? Occasionally, departments will send people to other places as like, just like exposure.
Sure.
But we don't have an engine.
Well, we wouldn't have an engine because they wouldn't give us an engine for trainees.
But would trainees just show up in a car?
They
We
would
could park
if
around the corner.
the trainees would show up if this was me as the captain seizing an opportunity to show my trainees an event.
Okay.
Good point. Good point.
So we're only going in with the protective gear, not all of it. Just the coat and the heavy duty stuff.
Okay.
And we'll say, we were hoping you would have any other gear necessary. Okay. Excellent.
All right.
Let's go, and let's don't fuck it up.
All right. So you will arrive. You can kind of get to the edge where there's a kind of cordoned off area where your car is kind of has to park. You do have technically an unmarked vehicle. Where it looks like a couple of like police officers are sort of holding the line. There's a crowd, not a big one, because it is like 1, 2 in the morning still, and it's not like this is like a big nightclub. This was like a local, bar kind of place.
Right.
So even when Leslie was visiting there, it was probably kind of later at night. Probably not as many folks in there. So.
But we have legitimate looking gear.
Yeah, so you're kind of...
So we can push through the crowd a little easier without causing so much...
Well, you can easily pull up the car to, on the boundary of the street. There's probably not, a lot of people hanging around the street. They're more probably, sidewalks and stuff at this point in time still.
Sure. So I'll pull over. I'll get out and I'll walk up to the officer. Excuse me, officer.
Yes. Can I help you?
Yes. I'm here doing a cross-pollination training bit from a fire station in the United States. We've got the loan of several pieces of equipment from fire stations here. I was hoping that we could get in to show some of my trainees the aftermath of a fire and how you deal with it here.
Let me call the head firefighter. That's not on me. It'll be up on him. They're the ones taking care of things right now.
Of course.
Just you probably can't be in there long. There's looks like there's foul play at work here, so we gotta get investigators in there.
Right.
He's gonna get on he's gonna get on the radio, call, and then maybe 10 minutes later, someone's going to show up, kind of like an older looking man. He's got the chief's hat on, kind of the gear. He's like, can I help you? I kind of got a little bit of the story. an
Yes,
American here to, what, train some folks or something?
Yes, I have several trainees with me. We're doing a cross-pollination. We were a little further out in the suburbs, and we heard about this fire, and this was a perfect opportunity to see how you guys treat fires in the aftermath when it's a lot safer, as they have not quite had the full training.
Well, we do have things mostly under control here. Do you have any kind of credentials with you or something? Who are you? Who do you connected with here?
I pointed at the badge. We just got in recently. Because I've got a captain's uniform.
Yeah. Well, you got like a sergeant's uniform, I think we said.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you hide the numbers of the companies that the gear might have had on them? I don't think you did.
Nope.
Okay.
Haven't done that.
Okay. So he kind of like looks at the company numbers. He's like, okay. All right. Look. Well, just come in for now. Come over this way. He's gonna kind of like lead you over towards it. He's gonna briefly talk with looks like one of his sergeants. It looks like he's gonna kind of walk over then to you afterwards and look. Again, we got most of things under control here, so I'm here to kind of help you, I guess.
Sure.
We're a bit busy. We'll make the proper calls, in a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. I mostly just want to get in and see an example of how you guys are assessing the damage and dealing with all the aftermath.
He'll kind of lead you inside. He'll give a little report on what's going on. It was a oil fire that started by a large pot of frying oil being spilled in the middle of cooking. Looks like there was some kind of assault that was going on. Unfortunately for the chef, he perished in the fire because he was right next to it. It looks as though he was injured in the assault.
Deep fried.
Yes.
How can you tell that? I'm playing the eager student right now.
Well, they found his body. What's left of it.
How can they tell that it was a grease fire and not an electrical fire? They use electrical equipment here, right?
I mean, they'll kind of go over assessment of all the different things, and
I'll point out the pot that's upended on the floor.
Oh, yeah. What do you guys usually do with the bodies? What are you going to do with the body?
Medical examiner. Some of them will be autopsies, others will just be processed, depending on the circumstance. Probably there will be an autopsy, kind of an examination of the cook.
Makes sense, but how much was left, especially if he was at the center of the blaze?
Surprisingly, only a pretty decent. His body wasn't completely burned. It seems as though the way he landed protected him from the flame for a period of time. So we don't. He probably died of smoke inhalation long before the fire actually got to him in the kitchen.
And how long does it take for flames of this, a fire of this size, to do serious damage to somebody's body?
Depends on the circumstances. Depends on what's causing the fire, how quickly the fire spreads, situations like that.
Could it have been an accident?
Well, there was a report of someone assaulting the chef just minutes before, maybe about 5-10 minutes before the fire started.
Oh.
So, if it was an accident, it was an accident caused as part of the assault, we're guessing.
It must have been a real crazy person, or maybe just an asshole in general.
Perhaps. There was evidence of someone who had been stabbed in the neck that was found in the bathroom. Yes, they had some pretty nasty smoke inhalation, but fortunately, the way the bathrooms were positioned, the fire and smoke didn't get to them as much. It was a woman that was found unconscious in the men's room. We're pretty sure whoever this crazy person had seduced them, brought them in there, and then maybe took some drugs or something. There was a report of someone on drugs too, some powerful ones, from one of the people that got up.
That only one person perished in this.
Unfortunately, no. There was a couple of people upstairs that got caught off guard when the roof collapsed.
How dangerous would it be for us to look around upstairs?
I mean, he's gonna point up and there's like a big hole in the ceiling kind of thing.
Oh.
You know? Barely. This place had a couple of like small like apartments above here. One of them collapsed, and the couple that was staying there fell into the fire, unfortunately. Just the positioning of their bed meant that by the time the warning was actually kind of going out, it was too late for them. There's been some severe smoke inhalation, a couple other burns. The fire, because of the situation in it and being in a kitchen and all the materials here, it ended up spreading pretty quickly.
And with regards to your medical care, how do you handle it here? In America, they could be taken to a variety of places depending on a variety of factors. Do you guys tend to just take them to the closest place, or do you still have?
He'll mention like a hospital and said that we sent them all the people to that one. It's the closest medical facility. They might be sending the woman with the neck stabs to a local thing. It turns out that for like it was something weird was going on with her body.
Wow,
it's as if
I shall
she had
pray
like
for her tonight.
it's as if like all her blood had been drained from her body, but we couldn't find any. Maybe the fire, the smoke and stuff burnt it away, but the bathroom again was pretty undamaged. So I don't know. The weirdo must have done something really weird to her. Then turned on the chef. I don't know. Drugs makes you do crazy stuff.
I've heard bath salts can do some really crazy things to a person.
I don't know. It's strange still. Well, they'll look into it. We'll get some answers.
Well,
They certainly will.
I hope they do all make it out alive.
Hopefully.
Thank you very kindly, Captain. I don't think we need to take any more of your time.
Sure.
Very much appreciate it.
As you kind of leave, you can see like so it looks like some investigators are coming in, like fire investigators. So.
Back to the car.
Thanks for showing us that, Chief. That was really cool.
I would not particularly describe this as cool. Rather,
Well, at the
hot,
very
I'd
least,
say.
it's cooler now than it was before.
Oh.
You guys are both fucking deads.
It's a great bad joke, Alan, that you missed.
So as you
I
kind
tried to hold it.
as you kind of get back to the car, the officer you talked to earlier is actually going to kind of like walk up and be like, "Excuse me, can you wait around for a few minutes?"
What do you need?
Oh, just we might need to like have you sign some paperwork and stuff.
Yes, if you call, let's see, what town was it?
Sorry. We need you to just be here for it. We're getting the paperwork, Don't worry.
Right.
Just.
Can we go put the equipment in the car? This stuff's real heavy to wear.
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
And yeah, and much
We'll be right
warmer
back.
than it needs to be right now.
All of you, can give you perception awareness checks? Or was it alertness?
Okay.
Oh my god.
Alertness.
I corrected myself at least, but Alright.
Wow!
So
Cassie is on hand right now.
Nathan's completely oblivious, and the rest of you noticed for one thing, like it looks as though the crowds that were over here, like so Samuel, you know the thing you notice, which everyone else does too. The crowds have kind of thinned out in this area. It looks like most of
That
them
makes
have
sense.
moved out of the way.
The fire's done.
Yeah.
Sure.
Nathan's just walking along. Dawn, you and Leslie notice something else. Looks like there's more cops in this area than there was earlier.
Oh no! I know.
Alright.
So I guess are we all walking back to the car now to put our stuff away?
The guy's walking with you. The guy's
Okay.
walking with you. Like, he's escorting you. He seems to be actually,
Oh, no.
like, definitely... Leslie, because you rolled as well, as many successes, you notice that he's definitely carrying himself that he's a ways away from you.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's keeping a certain gait away from you. And you also notice something very subtle. That he's kind of got his hand down on its side the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
They think we're part of the firefighter gang.
What?
Did you actually whisper that to? Because I'm
No,
not 100% aware.
Yeah, I'm
Neither
gonna
is
whisper
Nathan.
to those two. Well, there are a lot of cops around here right now, right?
Is he far enough away that he doesn't hear that?
He has a chance. I'm gonna roll some things. Let's see here. Not quite going down on what? Okay. He just seems to be kind of like watching you. You don't notice any kind of changes. So it's hard to, you know.
I'm real sneaky.
So, given the circumstance, I call driver's seat.
Yeah, please do.
So I can hear them, right?
Actually, no. You haven't noticed them
no?
talking about anything, Nathan. I'm sorry.
I haven't noticed anything.
You're just like beelining it towards the car, and you don't like to put your equipment down. You've just like
Alright.
it's all
right.
oblivious to you.
All right. Yeah, I've got
I'm
the
gonna-
hat off, and
Yeah.
and I'll load it. I'll start loading my jacket into the trunk.
I am going to. What exactly would be the difference between using charisma and using manipulation?
Manipulation is more like trying to control in a way with your words and actions. Like charisma is trying to just use your own, personality against them, or like use your personality to not like manipulate them per se, but to like attract them or to convince them of something.
Okay.
That's like a general one. You could probably check in book around.
What noises do badgers make?
I don't know.
I'm gonna listen real fast.
It's when you look up animal noises, they are weird.
Oh
I
man,
kind
it's
of
like
want to hear what a badger
scream.
sounds like now.
I kind of want to look it up and have that because we can have it on
like a-
stream then.
Badger sounds. Badger scream sounds. Oh, that's an interesting first thing to pop up.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the only sound they make.
But I think that would be appropriate for what you would be doing if you're going to badger.
Oh, good
stream.
lord, that is terrifying.
Let's try this out here. Which description?
Okay, yeah, I don't want to listen to that anymore.
Have you guys got the one where it's got the badger picture and then moving the mouth on it?
No, I didn't see that one.
I just have one that's like a black screen and these like screaming of a
Yeah,
badger.
that's the one. That's the one I found.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the one I found.
Mhm.
When you skip ahead to when they're playing the sounds, it moves the mouth.
Oh my god,
Oh my god.
that's unnerving.
So badgers, yes, terrifying.
Terrifying creatures.
And that's what you probably did. You probably last time you summoned them.
I'm gonna try and make it sound like a cough. I'm just going.
Oh my god, are you gonna try to summon badgers in the city?
Did the smoke get in
No,
your
I'm not
lungs?
actually doing it right now.
Okay.
If it comes down to that, I think there are badgers in the city, right?
Oh yeah,
Probably, yeah.
there'll be a lot of the like public parks and things like that.
Mm.
Yeah. It's like coyotes. They move in everywhere.
That's the
Except-
plan. If I end up
except-
calling for badgers, I'm gonna be faking it like a cough, like I'm wheezing.
You just start wheezing, I'll start coughing really loudly to cover it.
So, what's your plan?
Yeah.
Nathan's
I'm
down
sure
there.
Can we
How
tell
I-
that Nathan's not aware? Like, can we tell at all? Is he-
Nathan just seems to be like, it would be kind of like Nathan's ignoring you, maybe. Like, it doesn't look like he noticed. Maybe like he didn't notice your whispering, kind of thing. You could say.
So we can
Stupid.
tell.
But I've noticed that this guy is clearly like
He hasn't,
he's
like,
got his hand on his hip and
Yeah, like the three of you are kind of chatting amongst yourselves while or kind of a little bit, while Nathan doesn't seem to be responding. So you obviously either he didn't notice it, or he's just like internalizing whatever you're saying.
So
Mhm.
Dawn,
Mm-hmm.
when we work to get into the car, you're just gonna pull him into the back seat. Make him sit in my old
Nathan?
spot.
Nathan
Yes.
or the cop?
The Nathan.
Okay. I don't want to steal any more cops. My bedroom is full of them.
Are you sure you don't want a second boy toy?
What is full?
2 is better than 1, you
I
know.
mean, my bed is full.
Well, have you thought about just laying on top of them?
Keep one in the
Yeah,
closet.
but the chains. I could keep on in the closet.
Another one in the bathroom. I mean, come on.
You've got one tied with his hands down around the toilet, one tied with his hands attached to
Oh my
the
God.
hanging thing on
I
the
just like the
closet.
idea of like the one in the
He's at the
closet.
back of the door.
The one in the
So
bathroom.
when you close the door.
The one in the
you-
bathroom, like, you just see Candy go in there to use the bathroom and just, like, ignore him.
Yeah. He's like, whatever you're into.
Dawn's sex torture dungeon. Torture sex dungeon.
We all
Torture
have
sex
to be
bathroom.
Nathan.
Thank you much.
Torture sex bathroom.
Yeah. Okay.
Now I'm imagining Candy walking up to Dawn and saying, Dawn, you gotta stop leaving your toys all around the house.
Oh, God.
I gotta learn how to clean up.
Make sure you wash them after every.
Use the special soap.
Oh.
Leslie, if you can try to keep him somewhat distracted while we get into our seats.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. I'm gonna try and. I've been trying to figure out a way I could make a charisma subterfuge thing work. I'm gonna try to like sleight of hand play off as if I'm having real trouble getting my gear off while they're still working on theirs,
Okay.
and then make an appeal to him to like, hey, I really can't get out of this suit. Can you help me with this? I can't reach this buckle.
Him being the cop?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Kinda wanna steal another cop now.
Well, this is a firefighter, not
I'm
a
assuming
cop.
we're at
No,
like
this is
the
a cop.
trunk of the
This is
car,
a cop.
right?
Is it cop?
There's a cop, yeah.
Yes.
It's the
Oh,
one
okay.
that we first spoke to.
Yeah.
And we're at like the trunk of the car, right?
You're, like, sort of heading towards the trunk of the core, yes. Trunk.
Okay, yeah.
Trunk.
So I want to try and bring him closer to me to help me with my suit at the rear of the car, at the trunk.
He's not really gonna actually like move forward. He's just like, you can get one of your friends now. I'm not trained in that kind of thing, and I don't want to mess any of your gear up.
Oh no, I can't make a check, right?
Sure. Oh, you can roll, see if you could really convince him.
Yeah. So I
let's
want to try and like make it look convincing, and then
Well,
So
the
you're trying to, like-
problem, I think, is that he's not. I think he's onto us already.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to think. Like difficulty, like 9. I mean, to convince him that you actually need help. I could say you can try. You're trying to like trick him.
hang on,
So
Try
that'd
to
be-
see if he catches you.
That'd probably be since you're trying
Question.
to like manipulation subterfuge. Probably that would be for this kind of thing.
okay.
Since I know Leslie, can I tell that he's trying to get this cop to come closer, even if I don't know why?
Sure. You can kind of.
Okay.
I mean, you're kind of a charismatic, manipulative kind of person, so you can tell like he's trying to like be like, "Hey, can you come over here and help out?" kind of thing, So he's like,
Okay.
he's obviously trying to draw the cop in for a reason, but you're not sure.
Sure.
You think he's flirting with him?
They could be flirting with him.
Ooh la la.
I mean, the cop might have more information. ...
Yeah, maybe.
I really wish
Would-
domination wasn't tied in with intimidation.
Would this be a case where I could attempt to use leadership and manipulation to try and convince the guy to just help him with that stupid buckle?
I don't know. I don't think this point in time because like
Okay.
this is you're
One
trying
day
to
you'll
trick him
use it.
because he's really onto you technically. You know.
I don't know that.
You don't know that.
Yeah,
So,
you
I
don't know
mean, you can attempt to be leader, you can attempt to, like, be kind of leadershipy, but I'm pretty sure that's, like, that would be next to impossible.
Holy shit!
We'll see how this goes.
Alright! Okay.
Oh my god.
You're gonna get him to seductively undress you.
So you're like, I really need some help. You actually kind of almost make a show of it that makes yourself look a little stuck in your gear. And it looks as though the guy's going to kind of look around and kind of almost wait until, like, all the others have kind of moved away a little bit, you know, and are, like, kind of, like, a little separate. So he only approaches you on your own. And it definitely does still look like he's on guard, but he kind of, like, moves over. Like, I'll just make sure this is unhooked here for you. Kind of thing like that, you know, like...
What a nice guy. What a dumb nice guy.
Holy.
Since you were very perceptive earlier, you noticed that he kind of does, like, kind of look around at that point in time, like, as if, like, maybe eyeing up individuals, you know.
Looking at who? Looking at my companions or looking at other people?
All your companions, and then he kind of, like, moves, like, looking around, like, he's, like, looking around, you know, maybe at the other cops that are in the area. You feel like... I'm going to say this now. You definitely feel like the only reason he's probably assisting you is, like, because you are onto him, but he doesn't know that you are onto him. That he's onto you, kind of thing, you know. So he is still trying to keep up the charade of whatever you're all kind of doing.
Okay,
He's trying to
doesn't
keep
want
up his masquerade.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. He doesn't want to make it seem like by not helping that he's onto us.
How many cops does it look like there are? Because they brought it to my attention. I would have looked out to see, like...
Yeah. Leslie, you probably noticed that you can count, like, when there was probably 2 here earlier, like when you first showed up, there's probably at least 6 now that seem to be
including the one that I have right next to me?
Yes.
Okay, so 5 were there. Did I see, like, if they're all grouped together?
They seem a little spread out. It seems like maybe they seem like there was at the barrier, kind of at like the kind of barrier they established, there was 2 earlier. Now there seem to have been like 4, and there seem to be 2 others that are maybe like look like they're maybe interviewing the crowd, each of the crowds, which again the crowds have like waned to like a couple of people on each side.
Okay. Now that I've got him beside me and helping me with it, I really didn't think that was gonna work.
Well, you know, you wouldn't roll 3 10s, so good luck to
That
you.
sort of makes up for everything, all the ones.
Sure.
So he's, like, helping you out.
Uh-huh.
Are we all at the trunk of the car?
You're sort of all around the trunk of the car, a little spread out, I'm going to guess, because you're not, like, crowding around, because it's not a big trunk. Nathan's probably
Yeah,
already done, and probably just kind of standing a little to the side, I'm
I'm gonna
assuming.
start my coughing.
All right,
Oh.
I'm
so
going to.
roll some badgers. Thank you very much if you're starting your
Badgers.
coughing.
Problem.
While this is happening, I'm going to. Now that I've got him up close to me, I'm going to look at him in the eye. Man, I'm using this a lot more than I ever expected to. And how could I phrase this?
There we go. Beckoning. A quarter of the animals within earshot respond. Then, oh my god. We have to figure out how much you're projecting your voice by, too.
It's loud, because I'm fake coughing, like I'm wheezing. And turning
Okay.
it into
Yeah, like that.
the screams.
Yeah. Okay. He's gonna say, Is your friend okay? Maybe you should check your gear before you went in there.
Yeah, no, the loner gear really doesn't seem to have kept the smoke out. Even like I've got some stuff in my lungs. Maybe you could help us with the situation, and I'm going to use a willpower and attempt to command him.
Okay.
Manipulation, intimidation. I have no intimidation.
Okay.
Is it readily apparent to us that he's doing this?
Probably not readily because, you know...
Like, we know that Samuel is calling badgers, because we've heard this before.
Well, you don't know he's summoning badgers. You know he's doing something weird. And the last time, you've noticed he does call animals when he does weird stuff
But
like
it's
this.
also the same sound as he made outside of that fire station.
Yeah, which you guys sort of heard, because you were on the other side of a building. And, you know, like, you heard something strange, but it was, like, weird and echoey. So... And you may or may not have noticed badgers traveling through the darkness. You probably didn't. They were like, you know, waddling through the darkness to get to them. I don't know how many badgers would show up. God damn it. How many badgers are in the city?
That can't be. I mean, you know what?
It
No,
depends
I'm not saying anything.
What kind of
All the
near park,
badgers.
aren't we?
You are generally near to a park where, you know, Leslie
It was a horrible murder, yeah.
was murdering.
So
Probably
the badgers in the
ran
park
out.
might be spread out into the city
Yeah, they would have been.
to avoid
Stop it.
the
Yeah.
cop cars
Yeah.
and...
Okay. Yeah, there was a lot
And
of
the
noise and
murder.
stuff, and the murder. So,
200.
Actually, now that I think about it, how come there's so many cops here and not at the murder scene?
I mean, it's only like 6 cops.
There's more than
Yeah.
6 cops in.
I mean, if they're on to us being who we are, then they probably would have called them over.
Within... Yeah. Maybe,
Well-
yeah, that's... Within 5 minutes, though?
it's technically been like an hour and a half since everything went down, kind of thing. You know?
So we were in the burned building for a half hour?
No, like,
There would have
well,
been cops in the area.
it's like the fire happened. Then it was like 20 minutes before Leslie eventually wandered into the park. Then he
Okay.
kind of like wandered away from the park, eventually regained his senses, went around, kind of cleaned himself up before he even tried to go back to the park and look what was going on. So by the time
Okay.
everything was said and done, it was at least an hour since everything went down at the
Okay.
fire. Before he even called you, and then it's like half an hour before you finally got there, and then it's maybe been like 15, 20 minutes since then. So you're working on 2 hours since everything went down. And, I mean, that is a thing that is good to think about. If you are thinking about that, roll me intelligence law. Because you
Intelligence
have
what?
law.
Oh.
Nathan, because you did mention, why are there not more cops at the park where there's bodies and murder? Okay.
They think we
You're-
did it.
They might be assuming that the person that was crazy at the place and was like attacking people physically might be the same one at the park, because the timeline of wandering over there matches. That's why they might be having a couple extra. They might have had extra police here. Also, if they were on to you pretty early, you know, which you wouldn't actually know, but like if you said something about that, the others might be, well, if they were on to us kind of right away, maybe they were calling some more over, but only had so many. Because it's more suspecting than confirming at this point in time anyway.
Right.
But there are badgers coming, and that seems to be a signature of yours.
The badgers are coming.
I imagine we probably have enough time to like fill him in, because we have managed to get the guy away from Nathan at least long enough for.
I mean, the guy is like near you guys now, so what do you want to do?
Oh,
with
he is
him?
nearest.
I
Yes.
rolled for the dominate.
Oh, you rolled for the dominate. Okay.
Help. Be like, hey, because he was mentioning about the suits, so it's like, hey, yeah, these loner suits don't seem to have, done
Yeah.
a great job of keeping any smoke out. Even I'm feeling a little little ill. I think I've got some stuff in my lungs. Maybe you could help us leave. I used a willpower on it.
Yes. Okay. So let me think how
2
he would
successes.
react then. Okay. Oh, if you're that bad, then we should probably get you to the hospital right away. Okay. Let me call in an escort for you. They'll get you to the hospital right away. Does your car have any sirens or anything on them? They might not if it's a loaner. Or your rental or something. He's probably gonna, like, since he's in the back of the car, maybe notice, like, you know, they probably have some kind of, like, rental sticker or something on the vehicle. So he's like, oh, your rental here. So let me call that in for you. Yeah, let's get you to the hospital. You guys need to be looked at.
You know, I could just take him.
No. Let me help you all guys out. I really make sure of it.
You know what? You could drive.
No. I got a car. Let me grab it and it can escort you. I'll put the sirens on and everything for you. Just follow behind me. We'll go to the local one. They've been looking after people with the smoke inhalation there, so they could look after you. I mean, gear failure is a terrible thing. You should complain to someone.
And then I'm gonna point towards Samuel and be like, I don't think he can wait. I think we need to go now.
Yeah. Okay.
As he is shrieking.
He's gonna start rushing over towards, like, his car, you know, that's nearby, you know, kind of be getting into it. He's like, and he's gonna kind of like start to drive over. What are you gonna do when badgers show up? Because badgers are showing up.
How many are there?
We'll say 5. There's like
5?
20 badgers with an earshot, which is pretty good for the middle of a city with a park maybe nearby, part of it at least. You know.
Wait.
So
I
like
can't say that.
5 badgers on a kind of decently lit street, sort of wandering up towards your car.
And there's 5 cops
Right.
left.
Bite
There's
the
only 5.
tire.
I've got the 6th. I'm taking care of the 6th one. There's.
Yeah, he's over getting in a car.
One badger versus one person is gonna lose.
I mean, they
I'm
have
gonna
to
look
distract
over
the
it.
cops long enough for us to get in the car and follow our cop.
Badgers, do you see those cars that look like? I'm basically pointing at the police cars and like, being like, you see those? Bite their tires. Any car that looks like that, bite its tire.
Are you including the one with the guy that's going to be leading you?
Save that one for last.
Okay. So the badgers are going to wander off to do their thing as the guy in the car is kind of like actually get in quickly, kind of drive over. Yeah, I radioed it in. Come on, follow me. As he kind of like pulls down the window to kind of yell at you as you guys are getting in the car. Quickly
I'm
now.
getting into the driver's seat.
Everybody get in the car.
I've called into the hospital. They'll be looking after you when you get there.
Perfect.
All right, I'm gonna.
Thank you
fiddle
very
with the
much.
keys
Yeah,
a
I
little
think-
bit, let the badgers do their thing.
I think he's getting worse. His coughing is not stopping. Thank you very much.
No, I can speak to them. I'm pretty sure after. Oh, I guess I do still like speaking.
Yeah, you're still like speaking in badger shrieks. And, all right.
Okay, well, I'm not anymore. Now that I'm in the car, I'm not, because they're already doing their thing.
Yes.
Oh no, I'm telling him that like when he rolls up and you're telling the badgers to go bite cars.
All right.
So
So.
once we're all in the car, what the fuck is going on?
Okay, look, they know who we are. This guy knew what was going on.
How do you know?
I can tell. The way
Yeah.
he's walking, the stance, the way he's holding himself. There's more cops than there were before. More cops pulled up after we went in the building. Is there a way they can know the gear we have is stolen?
The numbers on it. He checked the
Fuck.
numbers.
There's numbers?
There's station numbers on them.
Okay. So what's going on right now?
We've
This
got to
guy-
figure out how to get out of here.
What are the other cops doing?
Well,
Like
currently,
this guy has got his lights on and he's motioning us to follow him.
yeah, like to lead you to the hospital through the streets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm
So
just gonna say
okay.
I've convinced this guy
Okay.
that
And he
he's gonna
is-
lead us
and-
to a hospital.
And he's leading you to the hospital where all the injured and dead of this place went to. because it's the nearest hospital. So it's the hospital you technically want to go to, and you have a police escort.
Okay.
It doesn't look like any other cars are currently following you, though.
Okay.
So follow. Who's driving right now?
Samuel.
Samuel,
follow that cop.
All right. I
that's a
will
new
follow
one.
that count.
Okay. Very quickly, as we start driving, after they have explained vaguely what's going on, okay, is now the time to call the prince and ask for help dealing with what could be a disastrous break in the Masquerade? Or do we want to attempt to deal with this ourselves first? Because this attempt has failed.
So, we've got some things to consider here.
I mean, look,
I would say we know where the bodies are, where they've been taken to, who is dead and who is not, and we are being taken there with a police escort.
And apparently the knowledge that we will be arriving there with a police escort. Our car is no longer going to be...
The other cops don't know. He radioed into the hospital, and he knows, but he is under my control.
And
He
badgers are
radioed,
going to bite out the tires.
which means
of
that
the
he
other
used the
cops.
police radio. That means that the other police officers heard it.
If we do tell the prince, I think Leslie here might be in a bit of trouble.
I think that that is incredibly true. I think if we tell the prince, we're all in trouble.
Well, I don't want to be in trouble.
I mean, I got a bit of sway with the prince. I might not be an ass. No, I'm not gonna say that.
I do have a small amount of influence.
let me put it this way. If you try to get help to fix your problem, instead of letting the problem get worse, it's probably on the better side.
Yeah.
It's sort of like...
Because the prince also is going to have influence with the local constabulary, with the morgue, almost certainly,
I imagine he'll probably also...
to deal with
The-
this exact situation.
Yeah, he'll probably have some pretty good ideas of how to handle them literally handing what we need to us by leading us to the hospital.
You are.
Yeah, give him a
correct.
call while we drive.
Let me make a call. And I'm gonna.
Okay,
I guess I'm gonna call that one in, Dennis.
okay. We're
I
just
didn't think I
gonna...
ever.
We're gonna simplify this a little bit,
Okay.
just to make this easy. You will contact the prince. You will inform the prince about a little bit of what's kind of going on.
And the progress that we've already made.
I'm gonna
Effectively,
try and.
while attempting something to succeed on your attempting to help out someone who's helping you on your actual mission, effectively, without giving too much information, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'm mostly trying to pull the bit of sway I have.
You probably will be like, yeah, I ran out of blood, and then there was some fire, and things went really horribly awry, and it's been hard to fix things.
You did not tell me when you sent me to help these people how much trouble they were in.
Well, you're calling the
Cost
London
half of
prince,
it, you bastard.
who didn't actually get you onto them. This is the New York prince sent you in here. London's
Wait, didn't London send me to New York to help out? At the request of the
London
prince?
sent you to New York basically because they're like, you probably should head out now and be on your own kind of thing.
Wait, I thought that was my sire that did that bit.
Well, your sire sent you to London originally, and you were in London for quite a while, and then you ended up moving to New York basically.
Oh, okay.
So that's why you have connections here. Good for you. Anyway,
Can any of them help?
sure.
Maybe.
So here's what's going on. A little bit of misinformation has helped you out, and you have a little bit of time. So Wow. You going to owe the prince some big favors here, though.
Yeah,
The
I
prince.
figured.
The prince is going to basically take like 20 minutes or like 10 minutes while you're kind of driving through the streets pretty quickly to make some arrangements pretty quickly.
Okay.
The cops have been effectively thrown off of your case. Some quick work has made it, at least on the surface right now, look like it's a big coincidence that you have the same gear as these other places. You are basically told Samuel should create a foot trail that maybe makes it look like this is the story the prince is going to give you, which is a really dumb story, but they're hoping it's going to work. Someone was targeting you guys that came into the country. Someone else from America came after you.
Ooh.
The prince will not give you a suggestion how you want to move forward. However you want to work that out. Someone was targeting you and really looking for you, stealing the gear so maybe they could get close because they knew you had gotten gear from these places. So now, rather than being the culprits, you're the targets. That's why Badger shows up, because now one of them is known for using trained badgers. And smoke bombs. Smoke bombs and trained badgers.
Smoke bombs, trained badges, stealing fire equipment.
And guns and stuff, you know, that's why the guns are now excused more, because they're American criminals that are coming after these, like, brave group of firefighters or something like that, you know, it's like...
Who are really just incidentally being targeted by these horrible problems. Because we're just here doing training.
They were supposed to be here doing training, and there's an investigation into why this criminal organization is targeting them. They haven't found out whether it's an individual from your group, or it's just, like, you know, a couple of you, whatever reason.
Or it's someone trying to prevent interdepartmental cooperation between the US and the UK.
With excessive force.
With excessive force. And kidnapping.
It's a group of
Hardcore
terrorists trying to make the UK and the US not happy with each other even more.
Wow.
By killing American citizens on
British
UK
soil. Yeah, there you go. And the firefighters, because they're, like, you know, they're heroes. They're heroes in training, you know. It's going to be a big statement.
Yeah, that would
By
be a big
forcing the UK cops to kill.
Oh, that's why they're stealing the gear, to make them look like they're trying to, like, get them to kill it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We can get the cops after all of this. We can get the UK cops and whatnot on our side.
I'm gonna start looking up flights that happened around our time from New York.
The prince will be like, this is so stupid it might work. So your firefighting exploits with smoke bombs and badgers have been sort of explained or something. I don't know. Trains were used like some kind of high frequency device that, like, draws in animals, and it just happened to work on badgers. And they, you know, drives them kind of crazy. They were nearby. It was a family of badgers. That explains it. That I don't know how they're attacked. The mysterious, you know, badgers hanging around the fire, and, like, you know, car tires being slashed by animal, like, you know, claws and stuff. They were going to attack you at the fire when you were checking things out, or something. Anyway,
we could even use this to like if Dunce or if Samuel is like,
Who
if
are
they
you
see
calling a
Samuel, we
Dunce?
can play that off as, you know, Samuel as a younger version of himself was in a fire. That's why he looks like this, and now he's trying to
be a firefighter.
he's trying to be a firefighter, keep from happening to anybody else.
Yeah.
I love people and care about them deeply.
Shut up and go with it.
All right. So, story. And then fortunately for you, all the bodies you're looking for are at the same morgue, and it's the middle of the night, so no medical examiner's not in until the morning. And they've arranged for you to be able to sneak in there from the hospital. At least one of you can get in there. They've bribed an official, like, you know, at the morgue that you should be able to walk in there and take care of it. AKA, Leslie, you can take care of it. We should hide all the evidence on all the various bodies. Though there apparently is some problems that the prince
on the other hand,
with you. That
actually, I should probably do that.
Why?
Because I'm good at investigation, I'm good at law.
Okay.
And I also have obfuscation, so if somebody does walk in, I can just blow a blood point and disappear.
Yeah, there are 2 bodies in the morgue, and it turns out there are 2 survivors of your incident that haven't really been interviewed because they're still unconscious. 2 of them. One of the cops actually did survive, and then the woman in the bathroom. The cop who survived has said some things that make it sound like you maybe had been drugged up or something. But there's mysterious slash marks across his body that have yet to be explained. Again, it's
Trained badgers.
The Badgers, yeah.
On the other hand, with us now being painted as the targets, we might not want to heal things up. If we could continue playing this up as our attackers have done this.
It's like vampire bites and claw marks. Those are kind of like hard to explain even as
Yeah, we
badgers.
should cover them.
What if we just like got rid of the bites?
Bites we can cover up.
Yeah.
The claw marks we can
Leave
leave.
the claws. Cover the bites.
That people
Blame
were mauled
werewolves.
by blame werewolves.
The the drained blood is going to be difficult, but did the prince have any suggestions on how to deal with the whole drained blood thing?
Wow.
Drain some of your blood.
Oh boy.
Not very good ones.
Well, I mean, the original idea wasn't very good either.
Probably the suggestion would be like, maybe just kill her, eliminate the body, kidnap her. There's a lot of things you can do. The amount of blood apparently drained and still alive is kind of crazy, and there's not a lot of signs of blood in the room, so a lot of it disappeared.
On the other hand, if a body disappears from the hospital we were just taken to...
Yes.
Again, with the victims.
I mean, the more
First
stuff
of all,
that
with the
happens,
victims.
the worse it
Second
becomes.
of all, Samuel.
We can induce a heart attack by making her look at my ugly face. Hot boils on her.
She's very much in a coma right now.
Oh. Pull the plug.
The
Did
cop
she
is the one
smell
that's
it?
just unconscious because the cop took a lot less damage. The other one is basically at exactly unconscious from damage. So one level of lethal away from death from the lady. You know, kind of
Flicker should
Okay.
die.
pretty much, yes.
All right. So,
You
I'm
get to the
gonna go
hospital.
Leslie.
The cop
I'm
will
going to
probably
go
be
in.
like, "I'm getting called away. Seems like there's some kind of incident back where we came from. Don't worry yourselves about it. Don't worry.
Okay, thank
take
you for
care of
all
it."
your help.
Yeah.
You have been an absolute blessing this night.
You almost see like he's been called in. He's been dominated. He's like, there's almost like a tear in the eye. Don't worry, kids. We're gonna make sure your stay here in Britain is a wonderful one.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're so nice.
Your help has been absolutely amazing tonight. Thank you.
Probably
for
been like, you spread this story already. He's been already called into him, and he's already dominated by you. It's like makes it just stupider. I mean, and you convinced him early to like you guys and help you. I mean, come on. You both convinced him and dominated him. He's on your side.
We should have kidnapped him.
No, he's my
No.
friend.
No.
Just done nice
I
things
like
around
it.
the house for us.
No,
So
no, no.
nice.
You can feed him blood other times now. We don't have to kidnap him. He already likes us.
Yeah, I could just after this, I can ask him to hang out. And be like, hey, you saved me. Thank you.
We just can't let him in
Do you
my
to-
room
do you
because
to-
he'll
do you
see the
totally
body.
you want to totally be like something more than you are? Totally want to be a ghoul? I don't know. It's such a weird conversation to like.
Do you want to be my ghoul friend?
Oh,
Just start by slowly feeding him blood in like your wine or something.
yes.
Then when he gets like the like weird supernatural strength and urge to like get some drink blood from somewhere that he doesn't know about, he's like, I'm so thirsty and it doesn't go away, and all of a sudden like I punched through steel. I know.
Yeah, that's
It's
so
so
weird.
Anyway, so Leslie, I'm going
You
to
tried
say-
rat before?
What did you
I'm
say?
going to
Yes.
I'm going to go in there.
Go
I'm
ahead.
going
Yeah.
to deal with the police officer. I'm going to deal with the young woman. You owe me.
As for the woman, there should be needles in her room. If you can make it look like...
Yes.
Have you ever done or seen a blood donation? Or been
Yes.
transfused prior to turning?
Yes.
Actually, you probably weren't transfused.
No, well, not prior to turning, but I've seen it done
Yeah, that's true.
because I've probably covered stuff up that way before.
A needle in the elbow. Make it look as if her attackers drained her blood and took it.
Mm-hmm.
It would be an explanation.
Mm-hmm.
And the cop did say he was drugged.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure that I can find something.
We could do a similar thing with the cop.
I'm not going to train the cop. But yes.
I thought he was already partially drained, too.
No.
No,
Only
because
one-
he was
No?
full at that
Oh,
point,
okay.
pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah. The one that was the one they both got clawed. The one got drained, and the other just kind of like got then knocked out for a little while.
And it seems I will have to be more reluctant with my ability usage in the future.
Yeah. Also,
Indeed.
your entire like deal with the prince now has gotten like something really big, like those like favors kind of thing that was on the other character sheet.
Oh,
You've got
no.
a huge one now that I'm gonna have to figure out what you're gonna do, which I'm probably gonna have happen post meeting with the elder, and I have no idea what the hell to make it out. But you
He can't
guys,
have my new man. He can't have it.
you
Hey, just
guys,
to clarify, I like eat rats of my own free like will, right? I don't have to eat rats. I'm pretty sure.
you would prefer
can.
human. The thing is,
Yeah.
you would definitely prefer human blood. The rats are like you do it as like a willpower thing. I mean, it's
It's
like
just easy.
It's like constantly
It's
eating
easy.
bad ramen.
yeah, it's like that's what it is. It's like eating bad ramen. It's like you're just like, this is acceptable, but it's kind of awful.
I wouldn't say awful. Make the most of what you got. All right. I just wanted to clarify because I've eaten nothing but rats since we started, and I've forgotten that I could even eat humans.
We could go out for dinner. We go.
Anyway, so Nathan,
I think I've had enough.
where
to
are
eat
you
tonight.
going? Are you going all the places on your own, or are you sending someone to the morgue while you go take care of the living people?
Yes, they should be able to take care of the morgue.
Yeah, I can slip into the morgue and take care of the dead
Um,
bodies.
Someone will like basically turn the other cheek as you like, the guy will be like, look, I'm paid not to look, to do what you need to do in there and then get out.
Mhm.
Take what you need to take from him.
Oh, this is gonna be so hot.
You just be able to quickly get in there and the bodies, he'll probably give you the information on the two bodies you're looking for.
Yeah,
And,
take care of them.
And take care of them. Yep.
Okay.
There would have been some. There wasn't a lot of, but there were some signs still left on the cook, so it was good to get to him. And there certainly were signs left on the cop that's dead, of bites and stuff on both.
Yeah, I was gonna say, with the dead cop, were there slash marks on him, or did he just get bit?
They both got slashed. It looked like you actually kind of gutted him.
Okay.
So like, as his like intestines were kind of spilling out and he was dying, you like drained the rest of his blood, and that was just saying.
We can play that one off as blood loss then.
Yes, he was
All right.
losing a bunch of blood too. You did totally do a bunch of aggravated damage to him.
Yeah. All right, then I'm just gonna clean up the bite marks.
Okay, so yours, perfectly fine. And before we do Nathan's, let's take our other break. Right before we take care of Nathan's escapades in the hospital rooms. As we've almost cleaned up the mess of the frenzy. Wait, no, we haven't, because now I have to... We're probably going to have at least an extra session because of this.
Yay!
Let's go.
Man, I wish it was easy and we could just run in there, kill things, and be done.
It would be so much easier, wouldn't it?
This is Leslie's character arc.
This is like his character arc. We introduced him and he got a character arc of like developing
Wow.
his like character.
Immediately.
Immediately. Anyway, break. Bathrooms, drinks, snacks, whatever you need. Got a couple of minutes here. Go take care of it and we'll be back for the last little bit here as we try to resolve this one. I thought we were going to go on the heist today, but things have just gone sideways even more.
You obviously do not know us.
No. Mm-mm. It's fine. It's fine. It's mostly on fire. It's fine. But we'll be back, so see you in a bit.